Having been in the events industry for over a decade and an entrepreneur from the age of 15, she has an unmatched perspective on the industry and strives to create that safe and supportive community through her initiative, Networking Now India. Networking Now has 51,000 members and has become one of the most credible forums to raise questions or requirements with a definite response system. As if this wasn't enough, Shaan Khanna, our guest today, juggles between this very successful platform and Spicy Sangria events, which is thoughtfully created. It's an offline platform for known and upcoming designers. These and many more. Let's hear it from the young lady herself. Hi, Shaan. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. So excited to do this with you.
I'm so happy to see you here, and we'll begin, okay? So you've been in fashion, events, and now networking. Take me through your evolution as an entrepreneur.
Sure. So I started very young, as you know. I think I loved and was very passionate about what my mom was doing always. She did events. They were very exciting. They were different. And I started working with her very early on. That's when I decided I have to be in the same field, similar field. Be it events, mom was always passionate about helping other people, growing an entrepreneur from a young, startup stage. So that's when I realized, Malini, when I was young, I started events, but I realized then when I came into the business, too many events were happening. And I was like, there's a huge gap in the market for people that are looking to gain work. So that's how Networking Now came about. In terms of my events, in totality, I've learned it all from my mom. I just feel so blessed to have had that, structure, that knowledge, and be able to work under her, because I feel like it was a crash course. I did like a little course in, events. So I think they're all kind of intertwined. I started off very young. I started off when I was 15, as you know. I then did events on my own. Bit of a failure in that. Did it with mom, and then learned on the job. So I think this is my forte, and I don't think I do it any other way.
Wonderful. You do a brilliant job. So how do you think about your education and whether to pursue it here in Bombay or abroad, as so many of your friends did?
So I never went abroad to study, as you know. My parents pushed me a lot. Like, they were like, go for the experience. Don't worry about what it is. Just go to make new friends, to experience different cultures. And if you truly ask me, that's the really one reason I feel like I missed out on it. I wish I had just lived abroad for a short bit. In terms of studying and my academics, firstly, I really, really credit everything to my school, and more than my school, my teachers, because, I was never the 90% student. I was somebody, they pushed me all the time. It was like, study, but do what else you love. So I would plan events in school. I would always be on the sports field. I would always be that person doing the extracurricular activities. And that faith that you get from your teachers and your school and where you're studying really, really can take you a far way. And when I graduated, I was like, I want to be in India. And I think that's one thing it gave me the I don't know what word to use, but like that one step ahead, because I could start my business earlier. I started as I was in college. I did 9 internships while I was in college with different people. I'm still very much in touch with all my mentors from my internships. And then I started working on my own. So I would say, I didn't go abroad to study. I would recommend it because I see my friends, the experience, the travel, the knowledge, the people you meet along the way, it makes a huge difference. But if you are going to live in India and you know that you want to be back home, I don't see the harm in just being here, studying here, because the education is great. I did a BMM course, which is mass media, and learned so much from it, worked with all the things I was taught. So, yeah.
I think you've done a great job. I mean, I don't think people have done half of what you can do. It's been amazing. So apart from your work, you volunteered and have, started organizations like Yuva, Soundrise, and helped so many more people. I've seen you do that, right through. So how do you think about giving back and philanthropy?
Again, like I said, I've learned that from my family. I think coming from my grandmom, my dad, my mom, they've always been people that, a lot. Like I'll tell you, whenever anyone asks me what my favorite quote is, I always say it's rise by lifting others. Because I truly believe, and that's why I started Networking Now, you can't go alone. you can't go far alone, right? They say you want to succeed, do it alone, but if you want to go far, go with everyone else. So in terms of charity, I think I've just had it since I was a kid. It's something that I've seen at home, I've been taught at home, and very, very lucky. Early on, Yuva happened in Cathedral. I had my best friends who started it, assisted them, started with them. Loved every minute. Mrs. Isaacs also supported us hugely in that. So very grateful, because I learned a lot of things in an early stage then. Coming to Soundrise, I've got 3 partners. When my partner came and told me he wanted to do, he's like, Shaan, let's organize live music mornings at the park. And I was like, how are we going to do this? And today we're on our 26th Soundrise. It's been wonderful to see the love for music, the love for community. And it's so much in synergy with what I'm doing anyway. So I really enjoy it. But in terms of giving back, even in the lockdown, I was lucky that Legend Aid asked me for help. I mean, I asked them how I could help, and we worked together to provide free vaccinations, to give food in rural areas, where people had lost their jobs, everyday workers, daily wage workers. So I think for me, I can't sit still. I need to be working or doing something all the time. So be it my business or just helping and mentoring other people also, I love to do it.
That's amazing. I've actually visited your Soundrise, and I can tell you, from babies to elderly, everyone is there and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, that's
such
my
a wonderful concept in Bombay to have, and it's something really unique and very, very enjoyable. Well done. I mean, that's quite amazing, really.
Thank you.
So would love to hear from you how, like you've thrown some light, but how do you think of networking now? What the power of community, connecting with people means to you? Okay.
So I'm very passionate about the power of connecting people. For connecting people, I think that I don't even think twice. And I think that's where the thought of networking now came to me, is that why do people shy away from giving a contact or connecting someone to someone else, or, being so shy and cagey about, where they got something done or how they started? What's the big deal? We're all here to share. We're all here to, help each other. So that's where it kind of came from. Also came from the idea that a lot of young startups get duped at work a lot. They sign on contracts with agencies who don't show up, don't provide the work, and then their money's all gone. So that's where the idea came from, that I wanted to create a community which can help each other with honest feedback and honest referrals. So, if I've worked with someone, I'd love to recommend them to 10 more people, because I know their work is good. And small startups find it very difficult to spend on advertising and marketing. They find it very difficult to put down money initially for ads. So how do you really get work? How do you build your network? How do you build your, network
brand
without coming across too pushy? So that's the reason. And so I started very small. I started with small events of 30 people. Today we're at 150, 200 people. And I'm just so happy that the idea of networking is no longer seen negatively. It's seen positively. And it's something people really keep on their first top 3 things when building a brand.
So the community that you put together is over 51,000?
Yeah, so digitally we are 51,000 across our socials, our Instagram platform. We have subscribed members as well. You can sign up for the year. You come in, you attend our events. We do different workshops. Like in the evening today, we have a workshop on sales. Or we do breakfast meets where people all come and introduce themselves. They can showcase their brand, because the touch and feel is so important. So we do different kinds of events ranging from 10 people to about 200 people.
Wonderful. So growing your career while working hand in hand with with your mom, as you've said, with Sharmila Khanna, your mom, must have been quite a unique experience. So would love a little peek under the hood of balancing family and work dynamics.
It's not as easy as it looks. Everyone says, oh, you've got it, bang on. But everything and every relationship has their trials, and especially because I have, when I started working, I have been living at home. So it's literally like bringing work home. Your eyes open and there's like messages, do this, do that, do this. And when I was younger, it was pick up your clothes, clean your room, and you send out the email. So I would say that it's more, it's tough, but it's the best journey I could have been on. I don't think I'd be able to learn so much from anyone else. And the fact that she literally did it from scratch on her own. Whatever she knows and her business and her success is owed to her. So I think that's something that really inspired me. And I would love to go and just watch her in action. And from watching her in action, that was my course, that was my course in taking it forward. So yeah, we fight, we argue, we definitely don't talk to each other for days, but we love it. And I don't think there's anyone else I would do this with but her.
That's amazing. And then she's such a proud mom. And I know, so many people have watched their parents do things and they haven't been as successful as you have. So it's huge credit to you and well done. And it's been amazing talking to you.
Thank you.
Such an inspiration for the younger generation because you juggle so many different things so effectively. It's a huge learning. So thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.